Hello everyone, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but welcome back to another episode of Player Analysis. In this series, I go over a top player's strengths and weaknesses and display how the player applies those strengths to give you a short and concise overview of how the player exhibits their skills. Today's episode is on a player who only started turning heads about a year ago and has continued to do so through his insane physical capabilities as a player. Let's talk about our American stamina hero from Osumania, Cell. Cell is a 4-key Osumania player from the United States. Some of his first scores on YouTube would surface in March of 2018. The majority of them were relatively sloppy double time plays that were mostly played just for the sake of gaining PP. Just within a few months, however, he was actually able to secure an FC on the Violation with a 99.4% and an FC on Japanese Transformation with a 99.91%. A pretty drastic improvement and a complete change of pace for his play. Cell would begin to dabble into some S-rank oriented scores and some 96% clears on Dan courses. On December 3rd, 2018, he would give the Delta Reform Dan a shot and would be decently far off with a 93. However, not even a month later, he would clear it with a 96.17% on December 25th, 2018. After this, he would upload a barrage of scores that absolutely blew everything out of the water he did not even a few months back. He was basically skipping months of improvement every week, and as of now, he stands as one of the most physically daunting players to touch this game. With this said, let's take a look at his strengths and weaknesses. To start off, we'll go over his playstyle briefly. Cell is a wrist down player and actually uses a pretty rare key setup that not a lot of players use. He uses the number pad for his right hand, and his left hand is almost on the other side of the keyboard, which results in his arms being quite far apart when he plays. As for his strengths, it is no secret that Cell's biggest strong point is his stamina. He could play 25-minute maps and not even be remotely out of breath afterwards, and continues to improve his stamina to this day. Along with that, his jacks make up for this as well, as he can hold his own in dense core jack maps above 150 BPM for a decently long time. Lastly, his consistency is extremely impressive. The types of FCs and other low count misscores he has are on maps even top players struggle with. As for weaknesses, his stream speed isn't exactly up there with his stamina, as he tends to fall short on faster stream-oriented or bursty maps. Accuracy is probably Cell's biggest issue with the game, as while his scores may have phenomenal miscounts or whether he's getting absurdly fast S ranks, the majority of these scores can result in 2-to-1 or even 1-to-1 ratios, which can hinder his scores greatly. On Eterna, he also has no AAAs, so his pure accuracy isn't quite there either. Lastly, his technicality falls a bit short, but he can display a bit of it every once in a while. With this said, let's take a look at an example of a score from each of his strengths to show how strong they are. The amount of people who have cleared the stand are relatively scarce, and those who do clear just barely do so. Cell takes it to another level and upscales it by half a rate. While it may not sound like much, it makes a monumental difference, and as of now, Cell's the only person to have cleared it on this rate.
Destroy!
Not to be confused with Fullerene's version of the Lost Dedicated, Arpia's version still brings a great amount of core jacks to the table. At 167 BPM on this rate, this version practically has no breaks in it, and his ability to maintain this BPM of jacks for almost a minute and a half complement his stamina even more in the end.
Mash game. Damn, dude.
This map is an absolute nightmare. I still find myself watching the score every now and then too. 270 BPM handstream with crazy split trail patterns that have you clueless how Cell managed to get more than halfway through this map with an FC. With 5 decently long handstream sections, this is possibly Cell's best FC to date, and who knows what he'll do in the future to top this. While Cell's presence in the Mania community has been pretty short right now, he has solidified himself as a stamina powerhouse in the 4-key scene. His ability to push the physical limits of the game while still displaying his ability to obtain impressive FCs is something that will get him far in the game. It seems like his weaknesses stem from inexperience rather than actual skill, so hopefully we will see him work on these in the future and see what he's truly capable of. Special thanks to Logan for the Patreon request to make this video possible, and another thank you to all of my patrons for supporting the channel. If you would like to do so as well, my Patreon will be in the description, along with my other links below. I'll see you on whatever video I upload next, and take care.